Watch yourself out here, my nigga.
Nah, man. Well, I just put a mask on.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put a mask on. Okay, Donald.
Right.
I got you, Mr. Donald.
Donald Duck.
Right.
Duck.
Let me go and get this junk. Coolie.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let me go and get the intro in before we go and get to rapping. What's good? What's good? I am your host, Jason JWILLDOES. And I got my guy, Mr. Rock Nation himself, Paper Planes, because we are on a plane.
Yes, sir.
On a higher level. We trying to get there.
What it do, man?
Mr. Ivan the Grizzly the Great, and we are the Off on the Tangent podcast. And what's good, sir? What's been up with you?
Hey man, just breathing and moving and trying to, man, spread some positive energy in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Just doing it from where I stand, looking at how I can change the world around me, man. So, it's good, man. It ain't perfect, but it's good though. I ain't complaining about that.
Yo, we are the world face ass and shit. We are the world. We are the children. Looking at his nigga.
Nah, man, I ain't singing no we are the world, man. I'm singing, man, we the best. We the best. Like DJ Khaled. We the best.
Hey, yeah. Because I'm trying to get I think we are already there. It's just getting the team together and
yeah.
Building off of that shit.
Yeah, man. You caught it in any of the games lately?
Yeah, man. Jimmy Buckets was like, hey, man, y'all ain't finna sweep me, man.
It's about time he showed up.
That nigga scored, 40 points?
Yeah, he dropped 40. He had a triple-double, hit 40 and 12 and 11 or something like that.
Hey, but how should I say? I think they might win the next one. And the only reason why I'm saying it is I think winning this game, Jimmy Butler was like, hey, my nigga, we can beat them. Look, my nigga, I'm going to show you we can beat them.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them without Adebayo, and he probably went in that locker room and was like, hey, my nigga, look, we beat them without y'all too.
Yep.
Let's get your mind right and get this junk. I'm telling you, man.
Yep. One thing you don't want to give an underdog is confidence.
At all.
That's the one thing. They don't want to give an underdog confidence. And so after that game, of course, I think the next game, they're probably going to double team and try to get the ball out of his hands. But he finally did what I've been wanting him to do, is show up and show out. Like your team needs you to show out.
And giving everybody else confidence.
Man, giving everybody else confidence, man. Your star player dropped 30, 40 points. And he got rebounds, he got assists. Everybody's getting involved. So that's exciting. It's exciting for him. Now, if he was dropping 40 and had, 2 rebounds and maybe 3 assists, it'd be a whole different ball game. But, he's competing at a high level right now. Because the game before that, man, he was trash. Like, I think the game before that, he only had like 10 points or something like that. I know he only had 9 through the third quarter.
It was like either 12 or 15 he ended up with.
He ended up with, yeah. So that was, and that's how it had been. So, he knew he had to go on, come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Before they got ran off the floor. But I like what I see with them. I like what I see with Miami. We talked about this last week. And a lot of people say the same thing, that they felt like
thought that this Jones was going to be a sweep. I told him, man, I don't think so.
And mainly because everybody thought, and even myself, I thought the Boston-LA matchup would have been, we thought, a little more exciting because of the matchups that is.
True.
Like player for player matchups. But, obviously that didn't happen. But, I mean, anything can happen. Like anything can happen on a given night. So, you know what I mean? Like of course, LA's my team, but they're not as good as some LA teams we've seen in the past. I mean, they got they got LeBron, but as far as their supporting cast, like they got a decent supporting cast. I won't say they're dominant, but they're decent and they show up and play every night. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? But, I think Jimmy's got to score. Like he can't play around with this. You know what I'm saying? He's got to have to go out there and just go and give it to them so that they can get the biggest bang for their buck, because there's no other, like I said before, besides LeBron and AD, there ain't no superstar still playing. Jimmy Butler may play like a superstar, but in my opinion, he's not a superstar like on that level. But he showed up the last game, so it's going to be, like you said, I think they'll probably take the next one too.
Because, like I said, he don't need to be a superstar.
Well, but he did this last game.
Everybody can have a good game, though. Shit, I can go out right now and score 40 points. You know what I'm saying? But the simple fact you showing, hey, it's like
pop if I go.
It's like revealing Superman got a weakness. Once you reveal Superman got a weakness, bet. For real, that's all I gotta do. Once you see that, the rest of your partner's gonna be like, okay, bet.
Now we gonna run up.
If Dragic and Adebayo, in their mind, they're like, shit, if I was in the game, if I added like 20, shit. If he got another 15, shit, I know we got it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all it is.
And it's a matter of, from what I say, it's a matter, like you said, it's a matter of scoring, because Jimmy won't have to drop 40. You know what I'm saying? He may drop 25. He may drop 24 and still do the other things that he does. So, I mean, not having those guys out there does make a difference. Like, I don't give no excuse for it, but it makes a big difference when two of your key players aren't playing. So obviously you're going to struggle when your offense used to run this way and now you got to switch it to go this way, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or whatever stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's been fun to watch, man. It's been fun to watch.
And I just, while we on sports, I peeped just as you switch teams, when you renounce the Cowboys, the Tennessee Titans, they got like 12 people. They got the COVID, and the number keep going higher. I was like, what? I want to say like 15 people now. It was like 9 players and like 6 or 7 staff or something like that. But I am glad you did jump ship with the Cowboys. Them niggas is like the Cleveland Browns right now. They like the doo-doo Browns. The doo-doo Blues, the doo-doo boys. They the doo-doo boys. They 1-3 right now.
They started out the season worse this year than they did last year. And you would think they would have started out better, right? Because they had all these folks coming back. These folks started out worse. Like, actually, I was just looking at,
I was looking at, and they was talking about looking at one of the analysts talking about the game. Them niggas is actually supposed to be 0-4. that game that they won against Atlanta. They actually were supposed to have lost that game. Oh, man, the Doo-Doo Boys. They are back in the stadium.
All right, that's enough. I can't take no more, man. I start crying.
I thought you was a Titans fan, though.
I am a Titans fan now, man. I still don't want to hear that. No folks, man.
Okay, nobody like, talk bad about your ex.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
depends
hold on,
on which one.
Watch your mouth. That's my bitch.
Well, it used to be. It used to be not too long ago.
Oh, babe, but yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, I need to root for the Eagles or something, so they can be something can happen to them.
They even worse. The Eagles, they look just as bad. I think they won it. I think they like 1-2-1 or some shit like that.
Yeah, that whole division garbage.
Oh,
that
man.
whole division garbage, man. That whole division is trash.
Don't give me no ties, man. I take a loss before I get a tie. What does the tie do?
And it just teach you a lesson about competing. It's stupid.
Teach you a lesson like, hey, kick another field goal or some shit.
Man, for real. Y'all hurry up. We've been here for 7 hours. This game has gone for 7 hours. We got to call a draw, pimp. Hey, man, one thing I will say, what's the boy name? Golly. Oh, Russell Wilson. He's probably the most consistent quarterback we've seen in the last 20 years.
The most slept on, too.
Yeah. Like, that dude is surgical, but they ain't going to win. They're not going to win. But I don't even think, like I was talking to somebody.
They got a Super Bowl, though, right? He got a Super Bowl, right?
Does he?
I think
he lost that. You know, no, because they're one that they were supposed to win, remember?
With Marshawn Lynch.
With Marshawn, and they didn't give him the ball, and they wound up losing because he got an interception on last play of the game.
Then they end up going next year?
They might have went back next
I feel
year.
like they at least got one. But maybe they just made it to the Super Bowl twice.
I think they've been in the Super Bowl twice. I don't think they got a ring.
Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason why they don't rave about him like that, because of the simple fact he ain't actually won the ring. But yeah, that nigga is consistent as hell.
Man, super consistent. Man, dedicated, hard worker.
Never has a losing season. I want to say his QB rating is up in the 90s always. Well, might be top 80, high 80, low 90s.
High 80s. Yeah, man, dude just, that dude, man, he just consistently plays well, and he also
you think he better than Cam?
Out of trouble.
And the only reason why I say that is because we talk about Cam Newton pretty much. He's one of the black quarterbacks we talk about all the time. But we don't never talk about Russell Wilson. So you think he's better?
I think Russell overall is a better quarterback than Cam Newton. And mainly because of the consistent. I realize Cam has had some issues injury-wise, and even with his team. They really just didn't put the right people around him for him to succeed the way he should. Right. But Russell just, Russell, regardless of the situation, Russell just finds ways to win. Like, he finds ways to win football games, and it takes a special person and a special quarterback to be able to do that. So I just, in totality, like, I'm probably picking Russell Wilson over Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton's style of play. I love how he does his thing. But I just think if you're looking at consistency, you're looking at running the offense and showing up to work every day to work, I think you got to go Russell Wilson on that one.
I will say the same, but I also think it got to do with the team. Russell Wilson had a better team than Cam Newton.
Of course.
Cam Newton had a team full of nobodies. Except for the tight end, dude.
Except for, yeah. I mean, it's just, man, they didn't, and they fired Ron Rivera. They just didn't put a lot of the pieces around him that he needed to be great. I mean, I'm curious to how I think it's Deshaun Jackson in Houston, how that situation is going to play out, because I think they put, they get a little pressure on him to produce. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, man, as far as black quarterbacks are mainly concerned, I think black quarterbacks really have to step it up and always, because that's like, man, you're a moving target in that position. As far as jobs go, injuries as well, but you're like a moving target. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's always headhunting you, somebody always coming after you. You always got to explain this or that or whatever. But, I just it's a lot of quarterbacks, especially black quarterbacks right now, who are dominating in their area. So if it's Russell, if it's Cam, it's obviously Pat Mahomes, like any of those folks. Like
now in the racial draft, white people are already claiming that nigga. So oh, he's black? Oh my goodness. I thought he was white.
Pat Mahomes. Yeah.
They finna claim that nigga off top.
Well, I mean, they can claim all they want to. We know what's up. We know what's up. He bought a major stake in the Kansas City Royals.
Really? I thought it was a soccer team or something.
Nah,
it was a baseball team?
Okay. Yes, sir. But he signed like the biggest contract in NFL history.
Well, you got to buy something off the rip to
right,
put yourself under a different tax bracket at the end of the year. So good investment, great investment. I'm starting to understand business and business decisions. We need to start rapping, man, since you went to business school. I need to start picking your brain about some shit.
Man, do it, because while we're on the topic of even talking about entertainment, and that's what I needed to talk to you about. Excuse me, Eden.
I was about to do the same thing. I'm glad you did it first.
So I was reading something, and anybody that's listening, this is so fascinating. I feel like I had to make sure I shared this. Any of like our entertainers, athletes, people who are getting money, right? But getting money from the perspective of like being out in the public and having major opportunities, should own a business, should invest in businesses, should be involved in, if not one or multiple entrepreneurial ventures. Like that should be like mandatory. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of the first thing, I got to shout out Taraji P. Henson is on the cover of Entrepreneurship magazine.
A little sexy, so.
Of course, beautiful, beautiful black queen right there. And y'all see that 100 powerful women.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the latest edition of Entrepreneur. You can pick that up. You can check it out online. But with Taraji being on the cover of that, who would have thought 25 years ago a black actress would be on the cover of Entrepreneur magazine? Now, switching gears, you've got LeBron James, you've got Stephen Curry, you got Kevin Durant, you got Kyrie Irving. All of these guys are involved heavily in investing, entrepreneurship, partnerships, ventures, all that kind of stuff. Nas has made more money in like the last 10 to 15 years than he has his whole own tech investments versus his rap career.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Listening to the different stories, Charlamagne talked about the Michael Jackson thing. Kanye's been talking a whole lot lately about owning your own music and so forth. Looking at that, like the Locks have a juice bar in New York. You know what I'm saying? I think they got some multiples now. So what part of, and being that you're an entrepreneur, you've done some things, what do you feel like people need to understand when it comes to, let's say, if you were able to give Ja Morant advice, right? Or you were able to give Jaren Jackson advice, and we talking, shout out to the Grizzlies. As far as business goes, you new to the league, you're an athlete, you signed this whatever $1 million contract over, for I think what rookie deals last about 4 years or something like that. But especially the guys like Westbrook and all of them who have signed those big contracts, those big max contracts where they done made $150, $170 million over a 7-year period. Of course, they have financial advisors and agents and all of that. But what would be your advice to a young artist that has an amazing gift, an amazing talent, that has come into a nice size contract to come into some money? How would you advise them if you had the opportunity to do that? And this is maybe a learning moment for both of us, but still, what do you think they should be thinking about? And you know what I'm saying?
They just got some money?
Yeah, like at 25, at 30, whatever. What do you think they should be thinking about right off the bat?
Right off the bat, you should be trying to shit. You need to be trying to, I ain't gonna say flip it, but take some of that money and then investing in it, where either this money will hold the same value or go up. Investing in something. So I know, like, my mom told me when I was younger, although I ain't listen, but I understand it now.
Mm-hmm.
Buy you a house. Go ahead and buy you a house right now. I was like, psh. But yeah, first thing first. Even if it's even if it's just for you, buy your house.
Right.
Buy your house. Hell, I mean,
but even after,
invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. A lot of times we be reluctant to do stuff, but I mean, if you got your own, if you a creative, I'm like Project Pat, put the mask on, go on in there and do it. Just do that shit.
Yeah.
Just do it. So like if you draw, if you're drawing, whatever, just continuously doing it every day and just get a following. I mean, that's what, if you're looking behind the scenes of everything, just stop paying attention to that shit. That shit is what's making money. You're just entertained by the pictures. So, and what I mean by that is like, and I think I just fucking forgot my train of thought just that quick. But I would say just do it. Just invest in yourself. Just do it.
I might have brain freeze. You must have ate some ice cream, did you? 31 flavors, face. Hey. I think you mentioned the first thing. You said buy a house. A lot of them buy homes.
Buy a house, buy some land.
Right.
Definitely some land.
Definitely some land.
Because if all else fails, real talk, if all else fails, if you buy some land, if you don't even know what to do with it, build your own house on that piece of land. You can live off that shit. Another thing, build properties on your land. Build some houses on that junk. It's your lane.
I think the interesting thing about the interesting thing about from what I'm seeing is that people have started to understand your bar players, actresses, actors, any type of entertainers are starting to understand that they're not getting paid what they really should be getting paid for their creativity, their art. So they have to take some of what they have and invest in other things outside of what they do every day, right? Just as, as to just cover themselves in the future, because, like, hey, what's the average career of a football player? 7 years, right? You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's actually 4. It's like actually 4 to 7 years. Basketball, it may be a little bit longer. It may be 9. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a lot of dudes like Udonis Haslem who've been sitting on the Miami Heat bench for 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But still, like, even when you're there,
I did see that nigga out there on the bench yelling at the players.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there. Right. He's still there.
Ass nigga. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, if I can sit on the bench, if I can sit on the bench and get paid and I'm good, and hey, why not? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm excited about is seeing Black athletes, Black entertainers doing other things outside of being entertainers. You know what I'm saying?
And showing us that you can do some other shit.
You can do it. Right.
Outside of playing basketball, outside of rapping. Right. So yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Because now it's showing that they figuring it out. Hell, hey man, you can start doing that shit too. Hey, you can come out with a clothing line. Hey, you can own a streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
A streaming service. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's, hell, you can have your own clothing line. Mm-hmm. Look how long Jay-Z and Dame Dash have had Rockaware. Mm-hmm. I want to say it's still going.
They sold it, but yeah, it's still being sold.
Diddy was Sean John. Has he sold it?
I don't think he sold it.
But so still with that, people still rocking Sean John.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's up there like the next thing to Polo almost.
Mm-hmm. It's not far. It's not far.
Yeah.
Because his stuff was like, I forgot what the category that it falls in, but at Macy's, like, it's right there near Polo, Nautica, all the Ralph Lauren stuff.
Yep.
Like, it's right there.
Yep.
And it's been there for a while. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, like, even here lately, I've been really digging into it is because a lot of those people, like, you be playing in the league or something, and you probably get a check every 2 weeks for $40,000. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you got expenses. Obviously, you got people that you got to pay and all of that. But even if you paid everybody and you got $20,000 left over every month, right? All the bills are paid. Your agent, all those folks, your business manager, all those people are paid. You got 20 G's. And instead of going and going to Balmain or going to Balenciaga or all those places or whatever. You
have 1 month where you're not spending 20 G's. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can go and buy a corner lot, right? Like on a major strip, clear it off, build some connecting buildings and open up, a barbershop, a tax service, a real estate office, you know what I'm saying?
Which actually, quite honestly, the corner lot is actually the best real estate piece that you can actually have and afford.
Thank you.
No matter what it is.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And if you have a business, like if you have a coffee shop or if you have a small restaurant or whatever it is, like that's prime real estate for being able to be seen from the street.
You always
those are the places they used to. Yeah, they get the most traffic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You have no choice but to see the corner.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why it's so like it's it's such a travesty when you see when you see people who entertain for 25, 30 years and they've amassed and made 150, 160, sometimes $200 million over the course of their career. And when they retire or when they stop doing what they're doing, they're like, their net worth is like in a negative or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just because, or they only have like, or they're just trying to play as long as they could possibly play because they know once they stop playing, ain't no money coming, they're struggling. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Like, I mean, like I always admire what Jay and Biggs and Dame have done, not just for hip hop music, but for the culture in totality, because they really promoted and pushed out the other side of like not just being musicians, not just being producers, not just being rappers, but like even Dame said something I was looking at here recently. He was like, man, it didn't really make any sense for us to continue to do videos when we could just do a movie. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's like, and then that movie produces residual income over a period of time. Videos, you watch those and they go away like in a short amount of time. He's like, but that movie will still be being watched and sold 20, 30 years from now by somebody that wants to see it. You know what I'm saying? So instead of doing a video and paying all that money or whatever, go ahead and invest in doing a movie, an hour, 15 movie or whatever. And then you can sell that from now on. So seeing the importance of intellectual property, seeing the importance of physical property, looking at the conversations that I'm seeing artists have about their intellectual property and wanting to be paid properly for it is something that I think all of us have wanted to see for a long time, because now they're starting to see, like it was on the Big Sean album, the song Dawn Life that he's got with Wayne. At the beginning of that song, I don't know who the guy is talking, but he says that we marvel at athletes for signing these super big $1 million contracts, right? But he was like, they're worth billions of dollars to the owners of that particular organization.
Yeah.
They're worth like when like and I'm just looking at,
because I can afford to pay you that. Just think about it.
Right.
I can afford. So if I can afford to pay you $200 million.
Yeah.
Over a certain amount of years.
Yeah.
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 I mean, if you're a business and you're like, okay, yeah, I can afford to pay him and the rest of the team this money. And it's probably already allotted anyway.
Right. It's probably already allotted. It's probably like, hey, we got these particular contracts, all of them categorized, and this is for a guy we think is going to be the future of the team. This is for a role player. This is for our draft pick guy that might hang around with us for a couple of years. He might go somewhere else.
Now, I ain't going to go above this amount for this nigga.
Exactly. So, exactly. Because I know once I sign him, he's going to produce with his fan base, jerseys, commercials, features on albums. He might be talking on somebody's album. He might be guest starring on a TV show or something like that. He may do a cameo in a movie. Like, he's going to be worth $5 billion to me in revenue over a 15-year time frame because I own his intellectual property. You know what I'm saying? I own his likeness.
Just from the fans alone.
Just from the fans alone. So, I mean, when you look at what LeBron has done with Maverick and his guys, it was so important because he kind of set the tone for a lot of people coming after to have their own management team, to negotiate their own contracts. You know, Ray Allen negotiated his own contract for pretty much his entire career.
That lifetime contract, yeah.
Yeah. Like he negotiated his own contracts. And Ray Allen did very well for himself financially while playing in the NBA. And I think Ray, as a matter of fact, and I don't know, you probably already know this, but Ray Allen owns like several vegan restaurants.
That I did not know.
And a bunch of other stuff. So yeah. So I mean, like when I see that,
I'm not a fan of Ray though. So
of course you're not. Of course you're not, because you're
a Boston
fan.
I'm with Kevin
Garnett. You're a Boston fan, and he traded on Boston, so whatever. Like, okay, whatever. Sour grapes, if you ask me, sir. Sour grapes, because Ray didn't want to keep losing under Doc Rivers. That's why Doc Rivers got fired the other day, because he was losing with them. And Doc Rivers supposed to have 9 championships with their team.
They got a ring. But they got a ring with Doc.
They got one with Doc.
Okay.
How many did Kobe get against them though?
I mean, you can't help the competition that you play against though.
Oh, one of them
coaching. I mean, it's only so much coaching that you can do against the players themselves.
No, man. I don't know. They should have got more than one. That's why I don't like KG. KG be, he get a little beside himself sometimes. I'd be like, man, you got one, dog. You got one. And you had to hook up with Paul Pierce and Rajon and Ray and all of them to get that, because you was not.
But it's not like they superstars. It's not like they were superstars.
They were still superstars. They were still superstars, because they gave LA the business.
Star.
Yes,
they were some stars. I ain't gonna say superstars.
At the time they got together, they were probably stars. I'll agree with that. They're probably stars then.
Because I would say Kobe is a superstar.
Yeah, Kobe was a superstar until like 2 years before he retired.
Well, I guess you got all-star and then superstar. So I guess maybe.
So really, it's like star, all-star, and then superstar is like you are like top 5 in the league, top 10 in the league, rather, out of 700. You know what I'm saying? Players or 300 players, whatever it is. So that's what that is. But yeah, man, Ray got his own restaurants, and a lot of guys got some other other ventures that they're involved in. But it's just refreshing to see more. Like, it's refreshing to see more folks involved in stuff outside of just singing, dancing, shooting something, chasing, running, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just refreshing to see that. Wow, this man over here chewing sound like bones breaking. I know you ain't no meat in that bowl. I know it ain't no meat in that bowl. I know it's not. I know ain't no chicken in that bowl. Ain't no crunchy chicken in there, but it sound like he crunching no chicken.
I'm eating a Greek salad, sir. So you might hear
Greek. Oh, okay. Yeah.
the bell peppers and onions and things of that nature.
Oh, okay.
That crunchy.
Yeah. It just sounds like somebody chewing up some neck bones, man. I can't tell the difference.
That spicy peppercorns and everything, man.
This man here, gourmet chef face.
Hey, man, if you gonna do it right, man.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to, man. Hey, I got a question though. So, who do you think is, when we look at this and what we've been talking about, like as far as ventures go, who do you think has benefited the most from, and I'm gonna say a name, I don't know if you agree with me, I'm gonna see if we thinking the same way, but what is, well, I'm gonna say this, I'm not gonna ask you the question, but I'll say it's one person that I think did a great job of getting money, like in several different industries and all of that, that a lot of people really don't talk about, but he's slick. Like he's slick. I mean, became extremely versatile when it comes to entertainment, business, and other stuff. And that's Ludacris.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have said, okay. In comparison to Jay-Z?
Well, no, not in comparison. Just
slept on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because he went from he was DJing, then he went to rapping, and then he started doing movies. Yeah, he started doing movies. He started doing voiceovers and all type of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He's got alcohol. He owns an alcohol company. He's doing some other stuff. I can't remember what else he's doing, but he's doing several different things. But like that versatility is what produces the real wealth over time. Like look at that Snoop. Like Snoop got a wine out. He got strains out. He got clothing out. You know what I'm saying? He got hats and a whole bunch of different stuff. He doing ads for Corona and some more stuff. Like,
but
and Snoop been doing this thing since he was 18.
That's an example of them all believing in themselves. Hey, you know what? I want to do fashion. I want to come out with some clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Any other time, you probably would feel like you can't do it. But as a celebrity, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But at the same time, he's still just a regular nigga. Why can't you come out with your own clothes?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why can't you link up with some investors and come up and promote a new alcohol, a new liquor, or something like that? I mean, because all it is that they're doing is, hey, I'll do a commercial or I'll invest and I'll get a percentage of. You're just getting a percentage of whatever this company puts in, or you just might get some money from the front end. Just off the rip, just to promote. So it's just little stuff like that. Once you start seeing stuff like that, it's all marketing. It is all marketing.
Yeah.
It is all
It really
marketing.
is. It really is. It really is.
Marketing yourself, finding people who believe in you and will market you, all of the other type of stuff. That's why it's like, if you go ahead and go on and do it like this right now, somebody who eventually come along and they like the material, they'll come out and be like, hey, we want to market this. We want to put this out here, blah, 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 blah. Boom. It's about marketing. Everything is about marketing. Everything is about finding somebody who wanted to market you, or being able to market yourself, or other people want to come along and you help market them. Pretty much.
Yeah, and especially, the way we doing business with the internet now and via social media, like you said, it's 1,000% correct. It's all about putting yourself out there, or promoting yourself, marketing yourself, finding out who your audience is, finding out who your targets are, finding out who likes what you're doing, and then focusing in on them.
Finding the audience.
What I'm saying? And that's it. Like, if you think about it, like, I think LeBron James's Twitter, like him tweeting different things and whatever, like he promotes stuff through just by him tweeting about something. Like the whole Taco Tuesday thing just went viral because
in a hashtag.
In a hashtag. Like, and he did that, and then everybody went crazy about it. And I think he even tried to buy the patent on it or something, or trademark. I think he was trying to trademark it or something like that. They wouldn't let him do it. But
yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna fly.
Yeah. But still, like, that's just
amazing. I don't know, man. Paris Hilton was able to coin "that's hot," and I'm like, hey, man, so you're telling me that this saying "that's hot" was never coined at all, and this bitch was able to buy it.
She was, hot. but you got to think about who her family is, though. The Hilton family. A little bit deeper, bluer blood there, sir. So that's probably why they let her.
They probably bought it from somebody else.
They probably.
Hey, you don't want this. Hey, we'll give you some money to go ahead,
and sell it, so we can have it. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And so, dealing with, man, because my thing is, if one of my kids ever becomes famous or whatever the case is, their art or talent or whatever it is that they do, I don't want that to be pimped, first of all, right? Mm. But I also don't want them to solely rely on that to survive. You know what I'm saying? Because the voice may go out, you know, knee injuries happen. You know, you may have a career ending elbow, shoulder, anything. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to do other stuff. And then for me, it's just taking your money that you get and just
how to market your voice.
Be safe.
So pretty much what you're saying, how to market your voice is once you have your voice out there and market it, it won't. I'll say this. Well, I don't know. Depending on the avenues that you choose for a career, or even just your hobbies or whatever like that, they should generate more than one avenue of income.
Right.
9 times out of 10, they will. Like even like if you a singer, rapper, anything like that, you should have at least another revenue from merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
T-shirts, hats, hoodies.
Everything.
Stuff like that are already set up, and your fans and followings will buy that. You're always going to be generating money from just that alone. Something new that you've created, you can throw that out there. There's money right there off top. So that's the only reason why I say, depending on the avenue that you choose, you have multiple streams of income that can come just from that one avenue.
Right.
Unless you just buy and create them on your own, or like you're investing in someone else's business or something like that.
Right. And I think that's another thing too. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I was just saying, I just think that I've seen some of the, like, even like the artists, you know, it was something that Jay said in a song, I think it was the song Family Feud from the 444 album, when he was like, why would I buy Belvedere when Puff got Ciroc? You know what I'm saying? Like, looking at the situation, like, if you have a business, you have a couple different streams of income where you invest, or you made purchases, or you're selling a product, or you're selling something different. It's my responsibility to, if we're building a community and building a stronger economic fabric, is to make sure I'm buying your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's to make sure I'm participating in what you're doing, like, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And so that way, you're growing each other's businesses. You might not take a lump sum of money and pour it into it, but you're purchasing from them. You're promoting their stuff. You're sharing something. You're liking a post. You're inboxing somebody saying, hey, you need graphic design, or you need photography. Like, my guy got you. Or, you know, like I've tagged you on posts. You know what I'm saying? People asking for pictures to be shot, or whatever the case is.
Right.
Like, people don't realize those small things add up over time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They turn into opportunities, you know, financial opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And seeing, you know what I mean, seeing what each and every one of us has to do with what we're doing, if we focused in on that, and like, everybody would be growing. Everybody would have a bigger a pot of resources to pull from when they're trying to move to the next level from a business perspective.
Because even if you don't do business, like, so from your word of mouth, even if that person doesn't do business, I'm on their radar now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now you're on the radar. And that's all you need. It's just being on the radar. So now it's like, oh, okay, now I do have another option. So when this junk don't go through or whatever, let me go and holler at this nigga real quick. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the fact of being on the radar, because a lot of times we don't even be knowing.
Exactly.
Oh, man, I know that nigga. That nigga do that?
Right.
Bet.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff's
right.
just as simple as that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think most of the opportunities that we miss or is basically out of ignorance. You know what I'm saying? It's basically out of ignorance, and then it's a lack of trust. Now, I ain't talking about no scams and no stuff like pyramid schemes.
Now, it's always definitely it's definitely always trust. We now, especially with us, we always think a nigga trying to get over on us or some shit like that. So
that's true.
Unfortunately,
that's true.
I don't know why that is. When you see us, it's like this shade tree ass nigga here. What he trying to say?
Yeah.
You like, damn, baby, I got quality shit. What you trying to sell me now, sir? What you trying to get over on me now, sir? You like, you know what? Don't even worry about it, Sean. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we look at each other. Unfortunately, I hate that, but it's like, it's like a lot of times. That's the reason why I always try to see if I can go into business where you don't see my face. People do a lot of business when they don't even know what you look like. And then it's like, I put like this. I think I remember us talking about this at one point in time, but it wasn't on the pod. But it's like with Rendezvous. Rendezvous was open for a very, very long time. It was only like recently or something like that where you found out that the cook in the kitchen was black. Hey, y'all, I'm back here. I'm Mr. Rendezvous. You was like, oh, this nigga black. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of shit. Rendezvous. This was a black business. You like, oh, this nigga. Oh, okay. When you don't know people are frequent there, you get all kind of business, white, black, whomever.
Right.
Then when you show the face, because if you start off with the face, you was like, man, this shade tree ass nigga here. But if you come out with good product with no face, and it's just good, you know what I'm saying? It's just good. Fuck who owns it. It's just good. It's just like, hey,
it's just good.
Man, this not good enough. Who is this? Man, I don't know, man, but this shit fire. That's all they need to be saying. Then 2 years later, you see this nigga face. Hey, y'all, hey, this is my good food recipe. You like, this nigga can't even speak good English. But this food good in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So is that I already got you now. I got you now. Now you can't be like, oh, well, this nigga food is good. Before you will be prejudging on the person that you're looking at. Once you taste and have the product and you've seen the, if you like with this podcast, once you take in the entertainment, you like, you know what? They really talking about some cool ass shit. Okay, cool, bet. You're But it's just well, I ain't gonna say unfortunately. Like you get the chance to see us, but before when it was just the logo up,
right?
You're just listening to the material. Like, okay, that's the reason why I kind of dug podcasts, because I don't know what these people look like or anything, but what they talking about is dope. Then when you see him, you're like, damn, this nigga, I've been listening to this nigga. He been giving me material. So it's like, you're not going to quit listening to it because you've been listening to it.
Because you've been listening to it. So now even when you see the dude with the glasses that's big enough to go on a box Chevy, you still gonna watch that junk because you like them junks.
It's a Dodge Intrepid windshield, sir. Is what it is. A Dodge Intrepid windshield.
Price for the Concord glasses.
Hey, I used to have one of them junk. That junk was hard, man. The Chrysler Concord junk.
Yeah.
That junk was like a luxurious Dodge Intrepid. And the Dodge and Trailer was already fire. Had that motor in that joint.
Yeah, that's
They got too many tickets in that
thing. Hey, you know, the other thing I thought about too, man, was when you do business with Black folks, there's already like a negative connotation.
Already.
But it's unnecessary. Most times it's unnecessary because of a few bad experiences.
Right.
And how I'm looking at it is something that you just said was so important. Like, I don't have to be the face of the organization. I can be the owner, but I can hire whoever and put them out front, and that's who you seeing, right?
Right.
Or, you know, if it's an online business, like, I don't have to put my face on the website. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to put my name on it. I just put, you know, such and such and such flower bouquets, like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got people out there who just not gonna do business with you because it's you. It's just like, man, fuck that Jason nigga. You like, dude, just because it's you.
Just because it's you. Just nothing
you can have diamond and you can have gold encrusted fried chicken. Delicious, the business.
Which he does not eat. Niggas
gonna be like, man, you know what, man? Do what now?
I said, which you don't eat, by the way.
I do.
So he's got to use.
I do. No, you don't. It's just
ain't real chicken.
It's fried. It's oyster mushrooms, but I fried up the same way, like fried chicken.
What I had at the crib. Yeah, what I had at the crib that time. Yeah.
So yeah. But just either way, fried whatever. Gold encrusted fried whatever. You know what I'm saying? And still, niggas gonna be like, man, I ain't. Just because it is you, they not even gonna try it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, remove your name off of it. Take your picture off of it. And just have that on there. Then when they see it, you like, oh, that was you? Yeah. That was pretty good. Thank you. You get honest opinions and shit out of that.
Right, you get honest opinion, right.
When it's off the rip and they know you or whatever like that, sometimes you get yes men responses. Sometimes you'll get hate because it's you.
Yep.
A lot of time we be so quick to associate our name to a business because you wanna stunt on folks. And that's our problem. That's our problem. We so quick to stunt. We so quick to show off or whatever like that. Get that jump, build that jump up first, my nigga. Yep. And then when people be like, oh, that was your shit? Yeah, you like, shit, bet, I like that shit. They want to be on the team. They've been following you. You get honest rapport from people or whatever when you don't associate your name to shit.
Honest feedback. You get critiqued a little different. And you know, that's why I've always liked.
People will be talking about your shit and not knowing it's your shit.
That's the other funny thing about
They'll be talking good about your shit. Man, that shit I saw the other day, man. That shit was dope. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, for real? Yeah, this shit was kind of cool, wasn't it? Yeah, man, I like when they did this, that, and the other. And you getting a little feedback. You like, yeah, that was me and my nigga so-and-so. Oh, word, for real? That was y'all shit? Now you get these conversations going.
Yep. And the crazy thing about it too, man, is I've seen that happen in person. Like, I've seen people go into a restaurant. The owner, nobody even ever sees, like, they may know who it is, but the owner is walking around in there and folks don't even know that's the owner.
Right.
And you hear some people be like, man, this line so long. Man, the food good, but so-and-so. I don't know who owns this junk, but they need to get something going on. And the owner sitting right in there listening to everything that they saying. They like, man,
but that's how it should
this
be.
Fried chicken so fat. And it's really how it should be. It's really how it should be.
He's sitting there at a table eating some food, or sitting there like he on the phone or some shit, just listening to everybody like, okay, all right, this is what I need to work with. Hell, sometimes the people who work there don't even know who the owner is.
Yeah. That's like, even when you start talking about like, man, the bigger companies and stuff, folks be working at a company 25 years and never met the owner of the company. Not once in that whole time they've been there. Which is weird to me. It may be normal, but that's weird to me. That's weird. People who work at a place for 100 years and ain't never seen the person that own their face.
So
what you got?
Actually, I wouldn't care to know, especially a big corporation, because I know that nigga don't even know me. But what I was gonna say was, you know that you are well known out in the country. There's like a picture of you in like a Kroger store of like the best employees of Kroger or some shit. Cause Ellie Mae and Southern Belle, they was like, I knew his face looked familiar. I seen his face on the Hall of Fame wall.
What?
It's like a Hall of Fame. It's like an employee Hall of Fame wall or something in your picture.
Where was this?
Oh, I'm gonna have to ask them, and it's in one of the Krogers out there. You're up on the wall.
Hold on, man. Where? Nah, you gotta tell me where this is. You gotta tell me where this is, man. Because I gotta go find it.
When I get the info, yeah. But yeah, they was like, I do remember his face being up on his wall in Kroger. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, he on the little employee wall of fame. Employee of the month looking ass nigga.
I probably had a little goofy towel, but shirt.
Right.
Oh my God. That's so stupid. I've always been
probably looking like Mr. Garrison. Okay, you looking at ass nigga.
I don't think I had a short sleeve shirt on. You know, the employees of the month, I always had a short sleeve shirt, the short sleeve white button down with a tie.
Oh man!
So they don't get hot at work because they be doing all the work. I don't know. I got to see that, man. I would love to see. I'm gonna have to ask them
if it's even still up. But yeah, they was like, it was in the Kroger, and they remember seeing your face. Because that's what she was like, you look so familiar. Remember when she kept saying, you look so familiar, I don't know where. From the
Here I am thinking it's just that I got a familiar face, but nah, ain't what it is. They saw me up on them.
Employee of the month looking ass. He was the employee of the month is how I remember him.
Ain't that the goofiest picture, man? But you know, you go in the Kroger now, they got the employee of the month on the little thing. They got the sexy pictures on there.
Really?
Like the ladies on there. Yeah, like the folks on there look like they took a glamour shot or something, man. It looks goofy. It's get that.
They probably did. They took y'all back in the storeroom like, hey, smile, nigga. But wait.
Now, you know, on them pictures, you got to do like this. You got to do like this here.
Right.
You gotta do it. You gotta have that goofy look. Oh boy. Oh man.
Hey,
I will.
Go ahead. You will say
what? No. Go ahead.
Well, I want to hear what you finna say because I'm sure it ain't got nothing to do with what I was about to get ready and throw up.
Oh, okay, now go ahead. You got something else? Go ahead, go for it.
Well, there's no real segue to bring it up, but remember that jump that I had, huh?
Flip it. Just flip it, man. Go with it.
You know that jump that I had sent you earlier on how women view themselves.
Yeah.
On a grading scale. On a grade scale, how you grade yourself versus how God grades you.
Versus how who grades you? Who?
Versus how a guy grades the girl.
Okay. I got you. Okay. All right.
So I was looking at this clip and I sent this clip to you, and this guy was rating the girl on the pod, which actually ends up to be, I guess they're in a relationship also. And he threw out there that she was a 6. It was sudden silence after he said she was a 6. It was sudden silence. And he just kept talking like, yeah, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And she was like, hold up, I'm a what? It was like, no, that's not a bad number. And she went on about how she viewed what a 6 was and all this other type of stuff. And I'm like, you can't shame you can't shame this man about his number, especially because he did a disclaimer before he even said that. Because of the female, all the women that he used to date before is what he said. So I was like, listening to it in comparison to those chicks, I guess he was saying she was a 6. Now, he eventually softened the junk up and was like, no, sweetheart, well, I was just saying that just for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm talking about? I really see you as a 10. Sometimes it be an 11, and even other days, you just ascend to a 12. He ironed out all the wrinkles within that conversation or whatever. But I'm like, you can't say
he can't. For one, he can't fix that. That's gonna come up later.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna come up later.
That's gonna come up later. You cannot.
It's definitely gonna come up later.
You cannot call your girl a 6 and get away with that.
Hey, I definitely been looking at several other posts since then. I'm like, I think they might be single.
Hey, because you say your girl a 6 on tape, like being recorded, and people listening to it. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. You can't explain that. You cannot explain that. Yeah, so baby, when it comes to rating, yeah, I think you're a 6. But here's why though. All she heard was a 6. That's all she heard, and it was a wrap. It was over with after that.
But it wasn't on here. But it wasn't. It wasn't
clapping at some most like, you call me a 6 for real?
And I was confused because, well, yeah.
See, watch it. I already know where you're going. Stay away from that.
But yeah, when she started the neck rolling, the snapping of the fingers. I mean, she even had a fist balled up. I was like, damn, she finna spring on my nigga.
She finna punch that man in his face.
Because when this dude was like, hey, so go ahead and unball your hands. But I guess the real question should be asked is, what number do you view yourself, and then have the conversation from there? Maybe that's how it should be.
It's probably maybe it's not a conversation at all.
Hey baby, hey baby. So how would you grade? I'd be like, hey baby, how would you grade yourself? What number would you give yourself?
Because you know what I'm saying. You say that,
but dude, it's a conversation that has to be had. Because one,
I get it.
One, it's how should I say it? It resolves where your girl believe she's at. Okay. It lets you know where she thinks she's at in her head. So it's like, all right. So if you with your girl and in your mind she's a 6, right?
Okay.
You talk to your girl, she's like, well, you know, I'm a 10. I'm so. You like,
no, don't do that. You make that noise, it's over with.
Do you, would you eventually just let her believe she's a 10 and just go on? Or you were like, okay, she thinks, you know what, I got to go ahead and let her go because she thinks she better than what she is.
So here's this is my theory, right? He would be a better way to approach that conversation. First of all, say, hey, you know, when it comes down to, I don't know, how we view ourselves, how the world views us, how God, you got to throw God in there to loosen, ease the blow. And so how God views us. So we always want to see ourselves through God's eyes. But sometimes we really have to take a look at ourselves from our own perspective. What do you see in yourself? If you could rate yourself, as a matter of fact, just merely for the conversation, what would you rate yourself? Like, as far as accomplishments, as far as looks, maybe, as far as attitude, where would you rate yourself as a human being? 1 being the least, that you suck as a person, you're ugly, to number 10 being that you're pretty good looking and you're doing okay in life. So obviously they're going to always say, oh, I'm a 10, right?
But see, this is strictly on looks. We ain't talking about what she got on paper or nothing like that. We talking about looks. Looks. Because, of course, all women going to say that they a 10 because on paper, they the business. We talking about physical. Just the physical. Because I'll put it like this. When all them little, when the money go away, who are you? When the makeup gone, who are you? So, when you in your rarest form, who are you?
Who are you?
You ain't no 10 when the makeup. Now some are. There are some who are 10 when the makeup and all that come off cool. But who are you? We ain't talking about behind the job. How much you pulling in? Who are you?
True.
And that's the thing.
I would
like
say
most men to give an honest opinion, I would think. Well, I don't know. Some men, they be delusional too. But there are a lot of delusional people.
You're absolutely right.
There are a lot. Yeah, there are a lot of delusional people.
Yeah.
And you have to be accepted. You have to be accepting of what another person views you. I'm ugly to somebody.
Yeah, because that's their opinion. right?
Exactly.
That's their view. So
I don't think Beyonce's fine.
Oh, you said that before.
Every you're ugly to someone. I ain't saying she's ugly. I ain't saying that she's ugly, but I'm saying that I don't think that she's fine.
Yeah,
like the rest of the world views her. And how I do that is I have a if I see if I was to see this chick in the mall or walking down the street, would I try to holler? No. If I saw her in the mall, I'd walk right past her, not trying to holler at her or nothing. She would not catch my attention like that. That's how I view that. Because I put like this: if it was her and Kelly Rowland walking in the mall together, who would I try to holler at? I would try and holler at Kelly Rowland before I try and holler at Beyonce. Kelly Rowland fine. She look way better. She look way better than Beyonce.
And it boils down to a matter of preference, though.
Right.
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 So these ratings, I think the ratings, like if we're rating,
so if somebody rates you as a 6, okay, that's your rating. I can't get mad at that.
Actually, you can if it's the person that you're dating. If it's the person you're dating, they tell you you're a 6. We got some problems.
Now, mind you, again, he prefaced this junk in the beginning because he's like when he first met her. All she heard was a 6. All she heard was that she was a 6. Now, as time went on, she probably grew and her number went up because she may have become a beautiful individual on the inside. But on the physical, he thought she was a 6 or a 7. What is wrong with that?
I don't know, man.
Again, once you understand the guy's mentality, we talked about this. A guy will buy a used car and treat that junk like a Lexus, will we not?
True, but...
And it could be a 6. It could be a 6 and we fix that junk up and we like the personality, the character, and all of this within this car. That's all I'm saying. This is how men think. We ain't gotta buy a 10 off the rip to have a 10 and to love and appreciate it, is all I'm saying.
I mean, what you're saying sounds great, sir. But it's definitely not going to be received that way. I don't care what the circumstances are.
But you cannot think you're a 10 amongst a sea of 10s. You can see a 10 at the grocery store right now. Fellas, if you don't believe me, just go outside. Put your mask on. Put a glove on. At any point in time, you go to Walmart, Kroger, or whatever, you're going to see a 10.
True. Can't argue with that, buddy.
So a guy saying, if he see in his mind, he sees what 10s look like.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the other question.
Now the other thing is women will settle for a nigga less than a 10 anyway. So getting mad that a nigga say that she's not a 10, most women who settle and get in a relationship, that nigga ain't a 10. Usually he a safe decision. He is between a 7 and he's between a 6 and an 8.
I think you telling too much of their business.
I just sipped this Cabernet. But that's real talk.
Here's the other thing, though. Here's the other thing.
Because I don't think I'm a 10.
I mean, I think you should have your own personal rating, right?
This is true.
But what are the, like, how do you come up with if this person is a 1, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? What are the, what are the class of, like, how do you classify? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you classify the individual as a 10, right? You know what I'm saying? What goes into it? Is it because they built a certain way or whatever? Like, what do you get? Like, how do you come up with that number?
So I'm finna pause what I'm about to say because I'll put like this. Everybody, a guy knows what an attractive nigga look like. You can say, well, I don't look at, no, okay, true. We don't look at niggas, but we know what bitches gravitate towards. We know what other women view is attractive. So, so judging on those scales as far as what a lot of women will view as attractive, you know what an attractive nigga look like. You know what an attractive dope nigga look like or whatever. You know whatever nigga come through. Oh, okay, that chick, she probably would knock that nigga off. That's how we preface it. Oh, she probably would knock that nigga off. So you know what an attractive nigga look like. So judging from that, if you know there are other niggas who look better than you out in this world, okay, cool. I know I ain't no 10, but hey, guess what? I ain't gotta be 9.
Or you are 10 to somebody.
Because I done pulled niggas who are 10s, I done pulled 10s as gals. So I don't gotta be a 10. And that's the thing. She ain't gotta be a 10. You let some things be personal and they don't have to be personal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like even if she took that personal, which I'm sure she did, at the end of the day, you got the nigga though. What is the issue? You got the nigga.
Man. I think hearing it, and I think just hearing that does something totally different for the psyche. You know what I'm saying? Like it does something totally different hearing that. That's
just like when a woman tell a nigga, when I first met you, I thought you was corny. They don't think nothing, and I'm sure every nigga has heard that from at least one chick sometime in their lifetime. I thought you was corny when I first met you, but so. That's the equivalent of that shit. A nigga don't want to be told they corny. Oh, word, you thought I was corny, huh? All right. I ain't gonna say what I was about to say, but yeah. Oh, you thought I was corny, huh? Okay, all right.
Why you gotta do that voice, man? Like, who is that?
It's random guy. Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know I'm yeah. No, I'm like, what? Who is this, man? Like, who is this? Hey, so this topic, the reason why this topic I think is so important is because even if you don't have a number system, I think that people should really review themselves like a couple times a year just to know who is attracted. Like if you're single, that is, I'm not talking about married folks in relationship. Well, I'm saying what type of people you attract.
If you're in reality or if you are delusional.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of people are delusional, to be honest. A lot of people are delusional. Mainly because
these Instagram filters got y'all delusional and shit.
Yeah, they really do. Like, yeah, they really do. So, like, you see them in person, and you be like, ooh. You like,
Sam, you don't even recognize me. You like, who? Who are you? I'm so like, oh, that's you. Okay. You now delete every DM history. Like, shit, let me go ahead and hear him delete all his DMs. This bitch look like this. Damn.
Well, look like she like she work on cars.
Oh man. But yeah,
like she work on cars and all that other stuff.
But we'll swear up and down. She a 12. Well, I ain't no 10. You know, I'm above all these other hoes. I'm $1. You like, oh, where's you $1? Okay. All right. That's all I say now. I put like this. Once I do want to know the level of your delusion. And see, the level of your delusion. We all have a level of our delusion. Of whom we think who we are, we think we are, and who we really are. And sometimes there are people who have to bring us down to our reality.
I've been brought down to my reality, and I just thought I was a 5, and I got brought down to like 2, like 1.5.
Well, now if you thought you was a 5, sir, that's just you having low self-esteem.
No, man. Hello, man. What you trying to say? I ain't got low self-esteem. I just knew I was a 5. Why you insulting 5s like that? That's discrimination.
Again, so like, okay, so I put like this. I ain't giving myself no 5. I know I ain't no 5. Cause I put like this, average nigga would be like a 6. Ugly nigga, come on now. Ugly, well, I don't know. I guess an ugly niggas is like 3s, 4s. Well, yeah, 3 and a 4. So you gonna say you're a 3 and or just a smidge above a 3 and a 4? Like I said, that's low self-esteem.
No, it's not. It depends on what the numbers mean.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true.
It depends on what the numbers mean.
That's true.
That's why I asked that question. Like, how do you classify what a 1 is, what a 2 is, what a 3 is? Like, how do you classify what attributes are lacking in the first 5 that the 5 through 10 or the 6 through 10 possibly have? Because that's kind of how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna be a 6, like, you know, like, hey, I'm a 6, right? But I'm a 6 because I'm a 6 because ... You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to revisit this conversation again. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have to actually put this. There's gonna have to be a topic on your Facebook.
Yeah,
and just to see. Yeah, you're gonna have to post it.
I'm already working on that now. Because when you brought that up, and of course we you want to shout the podcast out we saw it on?
Well, I don't know. She might get mad by how I everything that I said over there about the grading system. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone for right now. We'll revisit that later. We might reach out to them, and we might. But it's a viable conversation though. And this is a really good time to have this type of conversation, because
you have to accept how people view you.
You really do, because that's how they view you. Like, that's how they see you. It's just like a person who is, you know, somebody who's 7 feet tall sees the world differently than somebody who's 5 feet, right?
Right.
Because of their perspective. But it's not because of anything. It's just where they wound up, their height wound up being, right?
Like, okay, like perfect example. I put like this. If you're a guy who used to dating big booty bitches, and all of them, and you view them as 10s, 9s and 10s. They shapely. Hips, ass, everything. Bow. All right. You know what I'm saying? They Cardi B's walking around. You view them as 10s.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ain't falling in that category as that body, and this is what we're talking about, physical. If you're not in that body, physical. If you're not in that body shape of those 9s and 10s, okay, so that means that means you got a 7 or 8. And if your body shape still 7 or 8, it's gonna be close to a 9 or a 10. Because you're gonna have, I put like this, the 7 or 8 is probably gonna have either a fat ass or be voluptuous. She's gonna have one or the other. She don't have both.
Okay.
Usually the 10 and the 9, they got both and they banging both ways.
Okay.
7 to 8, they probably just got, she just top heavy, nice little shape. She got a little booty.
Okay.
Or she got a fat ass, little titties, little breasts.
Okay.
They doable. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So now you got what? The 6 and the 5. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So the response I got, I asked the question, I said, how do women rate like men on like a sliding scale, like a scale from 1 to 10? And she said she threw in like a mixture. She said it starts with attractiveness, ambition, personality, consistency, etc. of all a part of the rating scale. So that's what she's talking about from that perspective. Now I'm gonna ask her like strictly on looks.
When you first looking at a nigga, we talking about first meet. He ain't said hello, nothing. That grading scale, that first initial that make you even want to talk to him or even catch your eye. That's the thing that I be hating. They be acting brand new when you be wanting to ask that question about grading. They want to throw all this other brand new ass shit. No, when you first looked at the nigga, there's a register in your head like, that nigga, he look corny. He look this. Ooh, that nigga fine as hell. Ooh, that nigga can get it tonight. You got them grading scales. They have those grading scales.
Girls say that? Women
yes,
say that?
Nigga, yes. It'll be a chick in the club. Most of them, they're like, that nigga, look, he can get it if he say the right thing tonight.
My God, I've never heard that before.
So they have a grading scale. They know what fine is. They know what that number is when they see it. They don't know what that nigga do. They don't know if this nigga is compassionate. They don't know if this nigga love his mother or not. They looking at when he come through the door, when a nigga walk past him, ooh, that nigga is a 12.
Oh man, dudes get 12s?
It be some, it's some chicks that give a nigga extra credit. Cause they trying to get extra credit. Shit.
Shoot. All right, so I'm gonna create this poll. I'm gonna probably start it after we
most
get done.
Most women's egos is because niggas is giving out extra credit. Let's be for real. Most women's grading scales of how they view themselves is because of niggas giving out extra credit. We talked about this jump before.
So in other words, somebody, I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till we get out. I'm gonna say it when we get out. But you know what I'm gonna say? Driving the, you know what? Driving the price, driving the value up, the market value up unnecessarily. Yeah.
Unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Right, man, please get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop it, baby. because they get their realities off of niggas being in the DM after 10 o'clock.
I think you just stepped on some toes, sir.
And I mean, this is.
I think you just stepped on some toes.
This is real as it. This is real as it gets. Like a lot of people, and in most cases, women have this view of themselves based off of the gas. That 93 octane.
And
because niggas giving out extra credit because they trying to get it.
And
like, okay, she might.
And
she might. I put like this. She. Never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Look. Here's a classic example. Lady gets on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and to all these dudes that's in my DM. If you ain't got no money, blah, blah, blah. All these married dudes in my DM, or you got a girl, you need to get out my DM right now before I blow you up. That's how I know somebody got self-esteem problems. Because you can obviously just ignore the messages, right? Or if the dude ain't, or it's like this. So before you hop in my DM, look at me and look at yourself. I'd be like, come on, man. Come on now.
And
come on now.
Once you see it, just go ahead and just look at the profile picture. Oh, okay. I see why. Let me go ahead. Okay. I see why. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, all right, so and just to go back to their conversation, is how she viewed a 6. Is what she viewed a 6. See, she probably wouldn't smash a 6. She probably looks down upon a 6. But what you gotta realize is that niggas are not above smashing 6s.
That is
niggas
true.
are not above smashing 4s. Let's be real. I ain't say you. I said there are some niggas who are not above smashing 4s. Because of one.
And there's some 4s that used to be 7s.
There are a lot of 4s that's out there that make themselves up in they 7s. You be like, man, she look good in the motherfucker. Then when you get to the crib, she take all this stuff off. You be like, damn, I got a 4. Oh, well, I'm gonna knock this joint off. He ain't gonna say no, he's there now. So he gonna go ahead and knock the 4. All I'm saying is she think that he should be above knocking off a 6 or something like that or whatever.
To make herself feel good.
Right.
To make her, because I've noticed like with conversations.
But we're thinking she's thinking probably other additions too. We're talking about the physical attributes as far as probably what he may be used to and where 5 and 6 or 6 and 5 falls into. And then if he's in comparison to those things, no, baby, you are not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, a nigga will have and that's the thing, even when having a conversation like that, a nigga would have to even break that down for her to even understand that in that even conversation. But if in a man's head, he shouldn't have to explain it.
True.
Because when he said it, I got it. When I saw the junk, I was like, okay, yeah, I could see it. I get it. Again, he put a disclaimer out there. I listened to it. All she heard was that she was a 6. That was it.
That's why I said that. I knew that when I watched it and I saw it, I was like, oh. I was like, she ain't heard nothing else that man said. Other he said she was a 6.
But he put a disclaimer first.
It don't matter. It don't matter. That's
did he wipe the disclaimer away? He said things before that.
No, just
which was the disclaimer. And then he was like, a 6.
I know.
And then he had to soften the wound by like, well, you know, I was just joking. Blah, blah. I'm like, dude, no, stick with it.
Nah, because he looking at, man, I'm finna be sleeping on the couch, bro. And now I ain't finna have access to the 6.
I'm like, baby, I'm a 7, so what we talking about? Like, so what we talking about, baby? Shit.
Nah, you got see, it ain't, you can't, like, either way, it doesn't matter. If you go up or down, it's still about them and their ego. Because if you say I'm a 7, oh, so you a number higher than me, huh?
And it's an
and
ego.
Then
it's
if you say
ego.
I'm a 5 and a 4, oh, so you think I like 5 and 4s?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you messed up either way.
Right.
So,
because see, she might view you as a 10 and you out here talking about you a 7. Like, man, baby, I'm a 7. Nigga, you think I really talk to 7s on this bitch? So, yeah. That is again, the conversation of seeing what level of delusion your mate is at needs to be had. Because one, you also get to figure out if they got low self-esteem. If you dating a chick and in your head you think she a 10, and she's like, well, I'm really a 6. You're like, a 6? Man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? You see, you get to judge, I ain't gonna say judge, but you get to see where they're at in their head.
Yeah.
How they view them.
Yeah. Because the numbers are only, the numbers are relevant, but I think they're only relevant in the sense of how we think about numbers, like the scale. But in all honesty, there's just a small representation of how we categorize people or how we view people. No, how we categorize people when we see them first and say, because everybody's attracted to something different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like one person's 10 could be another person's 5, or one person's 4 could be somebody else's 6. You know what I'm saying?
To somebody.
It's all relative. You know, you're probably ugly to everybody, sir, but it's all relative to.
Whoa! Now I tried to big up your ugly ass by saying you not a 5. Okay, bet. Oh, grizzly monster looking ass.
I couldn't let it slide, man. I couldn't let it slide. It was too easy. But like somebody's this number could be somebody else's that number.
Right.
And it's relative to the conversation, but it's also relative to the individual more so. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that needs to be like talked about, because it's relative to the person or the perspective of the individual and what their preference is, what they like, what they're used to, what they enjoy, whatever. Because, one guy may say, I prefer taller women or bigger women. Somebody else, I prefer taller, skinnier women, or whatever you like, or
and
whatever.
That could be the other thing. He might think 10s are tall. He's all Amazon chicks might be 10, and you might be like 5'3" or something like that. So okay, I gotta chop you down some.
Yeah.
It's what he views as what a 10 is. Now you got to sit down and have this conversation.
Yeah. Because I think, and then going back to, because I know we're gonna have to do this with some ladies and have the same conversation.
I will say this:
I'm gonna put this out. I'm gonna put this out here in a minute and see what the responses are gonna be.
Okay, big. Because I know some niggas who will not even take a chick outside. You know what I'm saying? You like, hey, just come by to the house. You ain't going nowhere. You just indoors type of chick.
To him. Right.
And if you ask her what her grading scale is, to to this same individual, he might think she would a 4, a 5, a 3.
Mm-hmm.
She might be out here like, I'm a 9. You like.
And she might feel the same way about him too. He just don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, yeah, okay, baby. Yeah, that's right. You are a 9.
GAME.
Oh man, all day it's so PlayStations, PlayStation 4s and 5s. Dual shock. Oh man. Hey, speaking of while we on this topic, I was looking at this this new show that came out. It was called Next. And one of the episodes, I want to say is the very first episode, was people took a test. It was called a soulmate test, and they took this little test, and it's like, oh, you can find your soulmate. Just take this test. And it was crazy because it was how it was like this lady, she was scoffing at. She was married. She'd been married for like 10 years or whatever, all this other type of stuff. She was like, look at these people. They found true love and this, that, and other. And just because they took a test, you see this bullshit, baby? Talk to her husband and all this other type of shit. Afterwards, she keep hearing all these little commercials. So she's like, I wonder if my soulmate, if this really is my soulmate. Hey, it's a cool concept. She went to the whole little concept of eventually going to wanting to take the test, and she was like, you know what? I don't want to take the test. I love who I'm with. Blah 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 blah. She wanted to go tell her husband that bullshit. He was like, baby, I took the test. I met my soulmate. Oh man, he's like, you kept talking about it and talking about it, talking about it. Shit, I took the test. I met the bitch.
That's terrible.
I like the bitch.
That's terrible. That's so terrible, man.
But
that's so terrible, man.
It goes back to this grade scale. How you view yourself.
That's true, man. like that's true. Like one thing I say about it was, I mean,
it's a cool concept.
Like there was and even with that, if you took like these parameters and I say parameters, but like, yeah, these parameters are these different things that you know, this is the type of person that I like, or I want this type of person that I kick it with right now, or this type of person that I hang out with for a long time, or this type of person I marry, or whatever the case is. And you say that this is, you classify those individuals or you categorize those individuals. What I guess is there also could be times where they transfer from one category to another. You know what I'm saying? Like you when I say like when you first meet them, that person may be a 10 to you, right? And then physically you're attracted. But when they open their mouth and start talking,
they go down to a 7.
To a 7, right?
Yeah.
Or that guy you think is a 6, when he opens his mouth, and that's another thing. This is a whole nother podcast. When he opens his mouth and starts talking.
Now he
when 9. He starts talking, now he a 9.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy. He's like, this nigga, you know what?
I think I'm probably there too. I think that probably applies to me too.
I'm that guy. Once I start opening my mouth and start talking, you're like, okay, this nigga got some sense. I bet. That's how I have been able to get in certain type of rooms and doors. Because
exactly.
Talk like I got some sense. Oh, okay. All right, he got some cool ideas. All right, cool. Bet. He ain't a dummy.
Yeah.
He ain't a dumb 7.
What and this will be my last comment about this. There's one word, sir, and I think we talked about this a while ago, that is probably the biggest turn on. This is a hack for a lot of guys, right? So we're gonna give out some free game tonight. And I'm not gonna, like, it's just gonna be one word. That's all I'm gonna give out, because the game is to be sold, not told. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna use my benevolence factor tonight. It's one word. I'm gonna see if you know that word that I'm talking about. It begins with an I, that can turn a 5 into a 9 or a 10, can turn a 6 into a 12.
Yeah.
It's called intelligence.
Indeed.
Intelligence.
A vocabulary.
Intelligence, fellas. Vocabulary. Knowing how to communicate.
I put like this. T.I., I put like, all I say is T.I. ain't just pulling bitches just randomly. This nigga coming, hey, boy, my vernacular in this Expeditiously podcast. He just started pulling all those, he said vernacular. This guy has some...
Hello, bro. Hello, time out, man.
Words that got more than 3 syllables and shit. What?
Do the T.I. again, man. You sound just like the man when you did that. Do it again.
Nah, you ain't finna send me out, sir. Oh boy, but yeah,
I hit up Adrian, but like, Adrian, send us the tip right quick, man. This man do a heck of a tip, dog. Do this.
Cause shit, you have your, I put like this, you and just using T.I. for an example. This was a young trap nigga who pulled somebody who was at the time a big time celebrity from Escape. This nigga was a regular nigga to her. He was an up and coming rapper. He wasn't a big time rapper or nothing like that. This nigga pulled a singer from Escape.
Yep.
So just having a vocabulary, having some type of intelligence and sense, and holding a real conversation, not talking about dumb shit. You can pull any cheek. You can pull any cheek that you want, pretty much. You just gotta be able to talk past the first 10 minutes and be able to continue to hold a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Continue
holding world news conversation, holding just whatever's going through the day, because that's what they're interested in, what's going on in everyday life. And that's what's going on social media, not what's going on in the trap, not all that other type of stuff. So it's it's that, because shit, in my experience, your vocabulary, your intelligence, shit, you can pull lawyers, you can pull doctors, you can pull engineers, you can pull models. You can pull models from other rappers. Other celebrities. Just, you can come across people that you never thought that you probably could pull. You be like, dang. She an astrophysicist? I didn't even know I could even pull it. Okay.
Because there's a lot of times it's a preconceived idea with how people, how you think people are going to respond to you. And then you'll wind up, and I'm learning, being single again and kind of being out in the dating pool, so to speak. Like, I'm seeing that. Like, I'm really seeing you got these super duper intelligent, like,
we sell ourselves short.
Smart. Yeah. Absolutely. I would definitely agree with that. Like, we really do. Especially like with guys sometimes, because we think, not because we have like low self-esteem, but it's just because of what society has kind of taught us. We think that, this woman here likes this particular guy, so we're not even gonna try, Because I know if I, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to disappoint myself because I know she ain't trying to hear nothing I got to say because she used to dating ball players and actors and all this type of stuff. And I'm just a, you know, regular everyday dude. That's all
I would say is remember and Google this guy's name, Kevin Federline. That's all I need to say. Shit, you too can be a Kevin Federline. Shit. Regular nigga just dancing. This nigga is a baby daddy now. To a celebrity.
You just came up with the title of the show, sir. You too can be Kevin Federline.
I'm just saying, man, it's just you having some sense, having game, and having some type of sense and some game. You can be able to at least not be the crazy nigga. You can get return visits of a chick, of a celebrity, of somebody who has some substance. If you ain't wilding out and acting the fool. Like, it's cool. It's cool when you young, but as you get older, you realize, like, shit, you know what? I can get more if I ain't acting no fool out in this joint. Right. I can get more if I'm keeping my mouth closed and
speak when necessary. And then when I say some substance, that's all you got to do.
Exactly.
That's all you got to do.
Exactly.
Don't talk too much, and when you talk, say something.
You too can be Kevin Federline getting these nice little. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, this nigga, yeah.
Kevin, I forgot all about dude Kevin Federline, man. When he like a backup dancer or something like that?
A backup dancer.
Yeah.
This nigga don't sing. This nigga ain't got an album out.
Nothing.
And this nigga had 2 kids with who? Britney Spears or something? The biggest.
And then he did.
One of the biggest pop stars of at the time.
Yeah, at the time, yep.
He had some sense, spitting some game, talking, holding a conversation, had some type of intelligence at the time. That's all I'm saying. Just had some sense, man. You too can be Kevin Federline.
It ain't nothing else to be said after that. Like this, you too can be Kevin Federline.
And I'm sure he ain't had that much game to spit. I'm just saying.
He probably did. Yeah.
Hell, Jermaine Dupri had Janet Jackson, but he was in that avenue. But I'm just saying, if you got sense, got some intelligence, you can keep entertaining people where after a while, you know what, I like this nigga.
Yeah.
They might not like you off the bat.
Yeah.
Like if you, okay, again, we're going back to the 6. If you a 6, a nigga didn't just come hollering at you right off the rip like, ooh, I think you fine. Hey, give me your number. No, it didn't happen like that. I kept seeing you. I kept seeing you over time. You know what? She seemed pretty cool. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Get my number. Let's talk. Let's rap. Right. Continue to rap to you. I done walked up the ladder. Now you a 7. Now I continue to talk to you. You know what? I might want to smash this joint. Now she a 8. Now, as far as going up to 9 and 10, you might have to do some other things physically, but you have established the 8 position.
This man,
I'm just saying if you're not already on a 9 or 10 level, and you are speaking on the aspect of what we've been speaking on, what level of 10 and 9 is all I'm saying.
I get you.
I hate that I have to preface this. People are like, hey, we're speaking in hypotheticals as far as what a guy thinks with he views a 10 and a 9, things of that nature. Correct. There are no judgments. I'm just falling in the line of what it could be and how it all can fall into line.
And the only thing I have left to say is, you too can be Kevin Federer.
I with your Uncle Sam ass finger and shit. You too.
Hello, man. Hello, bro.
You. I want you looking ass nigga. I want you in the army looking at. But yeah, you too. I'm all pointing in the microphone and shit like.
Then my finger disappeared as supposed to. I know when your finger go down. It took the night off, didn't it?
But yeah, I do think men and women do need to figure out the delusions of their mates. That's real talk. The delusions of their mate. Yeah. See where they view themselves, where you view them. You know what? Just to keep it from being verbal, just put all this shit down on paper. Hey, what you grade me? I see your grade. You give it like, okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She more delusional than I thought.
Or I'm more delusional than I thought. Like,
true. Yeah. Again, we ain't talking about your personal achievements. We're just talking about your physical.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us got great personal achievements and all that other type of stuff. So you look good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who look good on paper, but they look ugly on the inside.
On the inside, yeah.
On the inside.
Yeah.
What are you, God, come on now. I'm not doing the physical shame.
Oh boy. Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey man. Hey, this is a great show tonight. I just want everybody to know that whatever you rate yourself at, be confident in who you are. Be confident in
and be you.
Yourself and be yourself.
6.
Like
be a confident
6, 7, whatever it is. Just be confident in what you have, who you are, how you were made, because God made us all the way we needed to be made. And whatever changes you want to make to it is on you. But just be confident in being you, regardless of how somebody else feels about you. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I own that shit. I own that 7. I own that 6.
Yeah.
Strut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, and again, being mad for what? You got the nigga who you want. He loved it. He liked it.
Yeah.
And you graduated to whatever number and level you are now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You crying over spilled milk that ain't even been spilled.
That's true.
I can understand your relationship is rocky or some shit, and the nigga like, hey baby, man, you a 6 out in this junk. I wish you would. Like, what? I didn't even know I was a 6. Shit. Like, God damn. Right. Pop these 6 shots off of you.
I count 6 shots.
All right. But yeah, I mean, don't be, all I'll say is, man, don't be delusional. I mean, if you're a 10, you know if you're a 10 or not. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm for real. I know I ain't no 10, but I know I ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So, own your shit, live with it, own your shit, live with your shit, be that best junk. Because, again, Biggie Smalls wasn't no 10, but that nigga was pulling Faith Evans, and that nigga had a slow eye. You know what I'm saying? So, and he talked about it.
Yep.
So, Bobby Brown got Whitney Houston, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Own your level. Be proud of that joint and pull above your grade.
There you go.
Pull above your grade.
There you go. There you go.
And on that note, we go ahead and wrap this John up. This was a very good. It started off kind of a little slow, a little bit, but yeah, we got through it. Didn't even have to talk about you. Didn't even have to talk. Do what?
It's playoff times. You know we got to talk about basketball a little bit.
Yeah. Didn't even have to talk about your boy Donald walking around here giving out the code just so he can wave at people in the car.
We're not even finna discuss him. All I'm gonna say is this man was waving like this.
Like, man, he was waving like this.
And look, everybody in the car was like this. They're like, man, I went to Princeton for this.
Right. You gave me now when I come up out this joint. Also, this nigga get wave at people in the Jeep, in the truck. You're like, dude.
He like this.
Infecting
driver crying.
That nigga infected more people in them 2 days than the Tennessee Titans. I'm dead.
Oh man. You know, hey, look, he sure did, man. He sure did. They gonna be mad. Them folks, families, all stuff. They was like, man, everybody in that man car got to be quarantined for 2 weeks because he didn't want to stay in the hospital. Dude, crazy, man. Dude was crazy, man.
Just so he can take photos.
Yeah, man.
Pictures. But yeah.
Just so he can take some pictures, man. But man, shout out to all the listeners, man. Shout out to the whole Off on a Tangent. What we want to call it? Off on a Tangent family? Off on a Tangent family?
Off on a Tangent family, yes.
Family, yeah. The Off on a Tangent family, man. Shout out to everybody. What we got? Ain't been no holidays lately, so yeah, just shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all listening, rocking with us. COVID, Indeed. No COVID, flu season, no flu season, we still getting it in regardless. So it's yeah, man.
Hey, this finna be the new normal, my nigga. Man. This here is finna be the new normal. This talking, we talking heads, man. We Max Headrooms out here.
I was going to say we Max Headroom. Max Headroom.
People gonna be like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" Google Max Headroom or YouTube Max Headroom. You'll see what we talking about.
Yeah, it's old school. That's old school. They're trying to tell us something. Yeah, they was trying to tell us something back then.
Trying
to tell us something back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're trying to tell us something.
We ain't paying attention.
We ain't paying no attention. Yep, Max Headroom.
Damn.
Yep. They was telling us back then.
We're talking heads, pretty much. Now.
They were telling us back then. Yep. Maximum headroom, just enough room in the box for your head. Max Headroom.
I was this year's old today. I did not know that's what that was, maximum headroom.
Yep, just enough room in the box for your head. Maximum headroom. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else. All of that stuff, dancing, all that. Now you just need somebody to talk. But that just also tells you the power of conversation and the power of words. Remember, we just talked about intelligence.
Yeah.
Conversation.
If you got some intelligence, you can hold somebody's attention, man. If you can hold somebody's attention, man, that's gold.
Yeah. Conversation rules the nation.
Per the reason why so many people being catfished. And why catfish is in fucking 7 seasons. You be like, dude, if you don't know by now, niggas catfishing your ass, nigga.
Man, throw your phone in the
can't be people
garbage.
still getting catfished out here. Man, this is ridiculous. But yeah. That's going to be a whole, you know what? I'm going to have to write that down.
Yeah, write it down, please.
How you still getting catfished? It's 7 seasons.
In 2020. In 2021, you still getting catfished. Still getting catfished.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and wrap this joint out. This will be a whole nother hour again talking about that. So I'll go ahead and wrap this joint up. I am your host, Jason J. Will Does It, one half of the Bucket Hat Boys. And I got my co-host.
I got another bucket. I got another bucket coming. So I got to rock the paper planes tonight. Shout out to Vegas Jones for the paper planes delivery.
I got the bucket hat, but I'm on the plane. He got the hat and he representing the planes, you dig? So I got my guy, Ivan the Grizzly the Great, and we are the Off on the Tangent podcast, and we up out of this joint. Rest in peace to Johnnie Williams Jr. And we about this joint.
For sure. Peace out.